It's Sunday night, you're lying in bed, and that familiar knot starts forming in your stomach. Tomorrow is Monday, another week, another chance to feel overwhelmed before you even get out of bed. You know that feeling, don't you? When your mind starts racing through everything you need to do, everything that could go wrong, everyone you might disappoint. You're already exhausted, and the week hasn't even started. But what if I told you that your Monday morning doesn't have to feel like survival mode? What if those first moments of your week could actually give you an emotional edge that carries you through whatever comes next? I'm Tony, and today we're going to explore something different. Not another productivity hack or time management trick. We're talking about building your weekly mindset, the mental foundation that transforms how you show up, not just on Monday morning, but every single day. Picture this. You wake up Monday with clarity instead of chaos. You start your week with intention instead of anxiety. You move through challenges with resilience instead of reactivity. This isn't wishful thinking. It's what happens when you master the art of proactive mindset training. Today, we'll dive into 3 game-changing strategies that successful people use to build their emotional edge every single week. And here's the thing, you don't need hours of meditation or expensive coaching. You just need a few minutes and the willingness to try something new. So let's start with the truth nobody talks about. Your Monday morning energy isn't actually about Monday at all. It's about what happened on Sunday night. And even deeper than that, it's about what didn't happen. Most of us stumble into Monday like we're walking into a dark room with no flashlight. We're reactive from the moment we wake up. The phone buzzes reactive. The email floods in reactive. Someone asks us to do something reactive. We spend the entire day, the entire week, just responding to whatever life throws at us. But there's another way. The most emotionally intelligent people I know don't wait for Monday to happen to them. They design their weekly mindset before the week even begins. They use what I call the Sunday Reset, a simple but powerful weekly preparation ritual that changes everything. Here's what that looks like in real life. Last Sunday, instead of scrolling through social media with that underlying dread, my friend Sarah tried something different. She sat down for 20 minutes, just 20 minutes, and did what she calls her weekly visualization practice. She closed her eyes and walked through her entire week in her mind. Not just the schedule, but the emotions. She visualized herself walking into that difficult meeting on Tuesday with confidence. She imagined handling her teenager's attitude with patience instead of frustration. She saw herself saying no to that extra project without guilt. By Monday morning, Sarah wasn't just prepared, she was emotionally prepared. She had what psychologists call mental rehearsal. Her brain had already practiced success. That's the power of combining weekly planning with visualization techniques. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tony, that sounds nice, but I barely have time to shower on Sunday, let alone visualize my week. And I get it. But here's what research shows us. People who spend just 15 minutes doing intentional weekly preparation perform 23% better on their goals than those who don't. 23%. That's the difference between feeling like you're drowning and feeling like you're swimming with the current. The secret isn't in the time you spend, it's in the systematic preparation. It's about creating what I call your emotional edge before you need it. Think of it like this. You wouldn't run a marathon without training your body. Why would you run a week without training your mind? Let me share the Sunday Reset framework that creates this emotional edge. First, you reflect, not just on what happened, but on how you felt. What drained you last week? What energized you? Where did you lose your center, and where did you find it? Then, you set intentions. Not just goals intentions. Goals are about what you want to achieve. Intentions are about who you want to be. Do you want to be the person who snaps at your kids when you're stressed? Or the person who takes a breath and responds with love? Finally, you visualize. You see yourself handling challenges with grace. You imagine yourself staying calm in that frustrating conversation. You picture yourself ending the week feeling proud instead of depleted. But here's where most people stop. They think that Sunday session is enough. It's not. Building your emotional edge requires what I call daily mindset maintenance micro-practices that take 2 minutes but create massive shifts. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you dive into the day's demands, you check in with yourself. How am I feeling right now? What do I need to remember about who I want to be today? What's one thing I can do to honor my intentions? This isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. It's about catching yourself before you spiral into reactive mode. It's about choosing your response instead of just reacting. One of my favorite examples of this comes from a guy named Marcus, who used to be what he called a Monday morning disaster. He'd wake up already behind, already stressed, already defeated. But he started doing something simple. He began each Monday with what he calls his morning ritual. 3 minutes of deep breathing, followed by saying his weekly intention out loud. His intention was usually something like, "This week, I choose patience over pressure." Or, "This week, I choose progress over perfection." Just one sentence. But that sentence became his anchor when things got chaotic. The beautiful thing about building your weekly mindset is that it creates what psychologists call emotional resilience. You're not just surviving your week, you're designing it. You're not just hoping things go well, you're preparing yourself to handle whatever comes. And here's the part that surprised me most when I started researching this. Success isn't about avoiding stress. It's about changing your relationship with stress. When you have a proactive mindset, challenges become opportunities to practice your values instead of threats to your peace. Think about the last time you felt really proud of how you handled a difficult situation. I bet it wasn't because the situation was easy. It was because you showed up as the person you wanted to be, even when it was hard. That's what we're building here. Not a perfect week, but a purposeful week. Not a problem-free life, but a life where you trust yourself to handle whatever comes. As we wrap up, I want you to try something. This Sunday, instead of dreading Monday, try investing 20 minutes in your weekly mindset. Reflect on what you learned. Set one clear intention for who you want to be. Visualize yourself succeeding, not just at tasks, but at being the person you respect. Then, every morning this week, before you check your phone, check in with yourself. Remember your intention. Take 3 deep breaths. Choose your starting energy instead of letting the day choose it for you. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming more of who you already are underneath all the stress and reactivity. It's about giving yourself the gift of emotional clarity before you need it. Your weekly mindset isn't just about productivity, it's about dignity. It's about refusing to let life happen to you, and instead creating space for life to happen through you. Before you go, I want to hear from you. What's one intention you want to set for your week? What's one way you want to show up differently this Monday morning? Drop a comment below. Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And remember, you're not trying to have a perfect week. You're trying to have a purposeful week. You're not trying to avoid challenges. You're trying to meet them with the best version of yourself. That's the real power of mindset mastery. It's not about controlling what happens. It's about controlling who you become because of what happens. I'm Tony, and I believe your best week is waiting for you, not because everything will go perfectly, but because you'll be ready for whatever comes. See you in the comments, and I'll see you next week.